Hi everyone, I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome to my Flosstube channel, Stitching on the Rock. This is episode 34. Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a great day. I won't tell you what number of attempts this is at my video today, so it's going to be pretty short and sweet, and I'm going to forget half of what I wanted to say. But there you go. So not much been going on the last couple of weeks. The weather has been blah, as I like to call it, rain, drizzle, fog, and if we get to 5, it'll be lucky. If it was June, I would call it capelin weather. For those not from Newfoundland, capelin are fish. They're about that big, and they come to our shores in June, and they roll on the beach, and they lay their eggs, and people catch them and we eat them, fry them or dry them and fry them and or bake them in the oven. They're really actually pretty good. I prefer them dry because they're not so fishy. And they bring lots of whales, humpbacks and minkies and other types, and yeah, it's pretty good. But this is April, not June, so it's just spring in Newfoundland, and that's all I'm gonna say about the weather. Everything else has been pretty, day in, day out, nothing exciting. Aaron got his second final report card. They have 4 during the year, so this is the 3rd one. He got it on Friday, and he's got an 84 average overall, which we're very happy and proud of, considering it's first year in high school, and he's had to figure all of that out this year. And he's had some issues, some ups and downs in the year, but only 2.5 months to go. And that's about it about life. Nothing really exciting. So on to stitching. For those of you that have been following me, you know that I picked 3 pieces to concentrate on in April. Iris by Josephine Wall for Heaven and Earth Design, River's Edge by Kevin Daniel for Heaven and Earth Design, and First Signs of Spring by Cottage Garden Sampling. And I finished Iris. Yay! Make sure I hold it up right. Ta-da! I just gave it a quick little iron because it's been sitting in the Q-snap for the last 3 or 4 months. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think it looks awesome, and can't wait to get it framed and up on my wall. And then First Signs of Spring, I'm just going to show you the picture from the pattern. No no editing today, sorry. So here we are. This is what it's supposed to look like. So since you saw it last, I put in 1,419 stitches. So I have I think last time I had the background and the robin done, and I had this flower done, and I might have had a little bit of the greenery here done. And here we are now. So there you go. You can see I have 1 flower left to do that comes out over here, and the basket. It won't be done in time for me to start strawberry harvest for my birthday, unfortunately, because I'm not going to stitch on it in May, but I'll talk to you about that when I get to plans. Then the 3rd one was, once again, just here, River's Edge, and this is for my son who loves ducks. You know, if you've been following along with me. And here we are. This is what we have done. So I'm oh, I didn't tell you, and I'm terrible. Like I said, my brain and the technology and everything today. Iris is done 2/2 on a 28 count even weave that I don't know the name of, and First Signs of Spring is done 1/2 on 36 count wheat that I then dyed with pearl gray and navy dye. River's Edge is done 1/1 on 28 count lichen, or I call it lichen. Maybe some people might call it lichen, but this is where we are. and I am doing extreme cross country, and I am stitching on 37.99, and I forgot to take a picture before I started up again after my last video. But the way I stitched it is I did the top 2 rows going, oh sorry, let's try it again. Let me see if I can. So I did the top 2 rows going across, and then I came back with the next 2 rows, and now I'm going. So I would say I probably had all of the top 2 rows done, and then probably so far with the next 2, and hopefully that doesn't look terrible. And those were my 3 focus pieces for the month. Excuse me. Sorry. Other than that, I worked on number 17 of the Whip Go numbers. That was the second one for April, and I worked on from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween Collection 2011. Smell My Feet, which I'm sure you all know, and half of you have probably stitched. It's from La Di Da, and it's the witch's feet and socks. And this is now a freebie on La Di Da's website, so it's that one. And last time I had one of the feet and socks done, and this time I did a little work on the other feet and sock, shoe and sock. Let's try that. So this time I worked on the other shoe. Didn't spend a whole lot of time on it, I'm afraid, because I wanted to focus on my focus pieces. This month they've called number 23 and 25, neither of which fit into my plans for May. Number 25 was my Little Things sampler by Stitches Through the Years, and 23 I had just written down a Christmas project. I didn't have one picked out, and don't have one that fits into my May plans, so I'll have to make those up in June with the June ones. Won't take me very long to make those up because my goal is to spend 3 days on each piece. The other thing I stitched on was one day I had finished all my stitching goals for my focus pieces, and I still had time of the day and I wanted to stitch on something, so I did a spin on my whip wheel. Came up with Pride and Prejudice, or Mini Pride and Prejudice by Amy Stewart for Heaven and Earth Designs, and I spun the goal wheel and I came up with 1.5%. Didn't get it done. I got I don't know what the percentage worked out to that I did get done, but I got 614 stitches done. So I went from 6.62% to 7.15%. My 1.5% increase would have been 8.12%, but I will get there hopefully this month. So here we are. This fabric, this is 1/1 on 28 count ice blue. It's lovely, soft fabric, great for stitching, not so great for holding because it just flops. It's not. So anyway, there is where we are on it. As you can tell, I'm doing it diagonally. So what I stitched on was the green. I filled in all of the green. Then the pink is the ribbon on a bundle of letters at the bottom. It's confetti heavy, and I didn't really want to stitch that, so I came back up at the top and went on to the, moved over a bit on the next diagonal at the top. When I get that one down, hopefully like there'll be more of the different threads between the two. Like my diagonals are 3 blocks wide. So with 6, when I get down to the bottom, it won't probably seem so confetti because there'll be more area to cover with the threads, if that makes sense. And that is all the stitching I did this month. I did a little bit of sewing. I made a couple of project bags. I made this one with the stars and the blue, and I made this one, which is bigger, but it's snowflakes. It's the same snowflake fabric that I finished the Santa ornaments that I did for Aaron's teachers at Christmas, the red, and Kitty likes to lie on them, so there's a bit of cat hair. They're not perfect, but they work for my projects. The zippers work and they hold the projects. The bottom seams are sewn well. Haul, not very much at all. I got for strawberry harvest, which is what I want to start after I finish first signs of spring. I got the 2 specialty threads, and one of them has fallen on the floor. Slide it over with my foot. Sorry. It's been one of those days. The fabric that I bought, not the fabric I wanted because it's been out of stock, but the fabric I bought should arrive tomorrow, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to dye it to make it look like what I want. But the 2 specialty threads are Gentle Arts Antique Roses, which is a beautiful dusty rose color. Hopefully you can see that well. And the other one is Faded Roses, which is a peachy pink color. Very pretty. And then I took a little trip to one of our local thrift stores that I've managed to find a couple of magazines and a little bit of DMC here and there. And I got Disney Princess and cross stitch, which is not my style, but I have a great niece who's 4, and she's very much into Disney. And the book looks brand new. It doesn't even look like it was opened. And they have it goes from Snow White to Tiana, I think is the most recent. And each one I've been randomly opening. And so Pocahontas is there. So they have a design like that of the princess, and then they have a little saying with each one. And this one, like, it says for her, it says paint with all the colors of the wind, which of course is from the movie, which you can just barely. This is what the cross stitch looks like, this little design down here. So they come in July from Alberta. They live in Alberta, and so I'm hoping that I'll find out from her mom which one she might like, and maybe in June I could get one stitched. We'll see. So I think that's everything as far as stitching and life. And Flosstubers, I found a few new ones to me. If you guys have heard of them or not, go check them out if you want to, and subscribe to their channels. And if you're new here, subscribe to my channel. And yeah, so Deborah Carol Stitcher, she's only got a couple of videos out. Cam the Stitcher, she has 11 videos out, and her style and my style are pretty different, but she's got some fabrics that I've written down that I absolutely love and need to find something to stitch on them. And then today I started watching Daybreak Stitcher, and I've only watched I think 2 of her videos, and she's been around for a couple of years, but I have a list of about 300 people that I want to watch, and I'm slowly making my way through. So that's that. And other than that, I have to tell you about my plans for May. May is all about me. I have my birthday and Mother's Day in May, and they usually fall in the same week, and sometimes even on the same day. So rather than just have one day for me, or 2 days, I'm stretching it into a month, which means I get to choose whatever I want to stitch on, which I know I get to choose any time of the year, but I do tend to go a little bit crazier in May. And I have 5 full coverages that I'm going to start in May. So yeah, crazy. 1 a week, 5 Heaven and Earth designs that I'm starting. And the way I'm going to work it is the Monday of every week I'm starting a piece. I'm stitching 500 stitches. Then I'm going to spin my full coverage whip wheel. I'm going to stitch 500 stitches on a whip. And then if I have time left in the week, I'm going back to the new start to stitch some more. And then I'll probably start with 500, and then the next time I'll do 400, and then I'll go and spin my whip wheel and do 400 on that one, and go through the week for however long I can. Just depends on how busy I am during the week. So I spun my wheel, and my first start is going to be Almost Winter. by Leonid Afremov, and I'm going to stitch it 1/1 on 28 count star sapphire, and then I spun my whip wheel sorry, and it came up with River's Edge, so I'm going to get to do 500 more in that before I move on. And I'm going to try and do a video every Sunday so you can see the progress I made on my full coverages during the week. And I think that's everything, except since I finished my first Heaven and Earth design, I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'm going to do the woodpecker, which is number 9 in A Year in the Woods from Cottage Garden Sampling, and one of my subscribers sent me a whole bunch, and this is the first one of those that I'm going to give away. So what I want you to do is tell me if you are participating in May Mania in any shape or form, and if you're not participating, tell me what you're going to do for stitching in May. I just want you to use the word May in your comment. That will be what I will put into the random comment picker. You must be 18, you must be a subscriber, like my video. Don't say giveaway, win, free, any of those words that bring out the spammers. And yeah, May. And I'll let you guys know next video who won. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.